I'm more of like I like my pizza a little bit burnt.
I remember living with you, and
Yeah.
you would be eating a black pizza like a
Yeah.
freak. Hey Wyatt,
Hey Foster.
welcome to Game Cereal, where once a week we dip our toes into the bottom of the steam bowl and see what kind of games we can fish out. Is it soggy or crunchy? Sweet or salty? Did they forget the milk? Well, we're gonna find out, and all at the cost of a box of cereal.
Man, my brain's
How you
fucked
doing,
up.
Wyatt?
I can see my like Premiere Pro edits going on with the intro in my head
Those little
while you're
toes in the
saying
Fruit
it.
Loops.
Yeah,
And
it's fucking me up. I've done it too much.
it should be good. It should make you even more laser focused.
True,
You
true.
know, we'll get in the mind space of our viewers and your future self
Yeah.
as I lead you into the realm that is Game Cereal.
I hope my future self has more money.
And they won't.
Oh man,
Not
they might have less. We'll see. We'll see when I edit it. See if it's payday or
We'll
not.
see. Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
See how this
I
weekend
assume
goes.
you're gonna lose all your money when you come visit me next week
When
too.
Bubs and I gamble everything away.
Yeah, yeah. I think I've set the record for most hours on game we have played.
I think I've also. I don't think I looked. I did take a peek. I don't think I beat yours, but I think this is also the most hours I've played in a game. For Game Serial.
And what game is that?
This game is Thronefall. Thronefall is a minimalist game about building and defending your little kingdom, developed and published by Grizzly Games, the tower defense strategy city builder. That's all you need to know, really.
Anything else? It has a beautiful color palette,
Mm-hmm.
and I think, yeah, that's a great description. Every time you read those out, I'm like, how do I follow up on this by elaborating? Because it's almost like the people who wrote their own Steam pages like
Kind
have a
of
better idea
describe
of their game.
Yeah.
And like they've thought a lot about how to describe their game.
It's crazy
and
how that
I
works,
have
right?
not thought about it at all.
Yeah.
I took 0 notes this week.
I never take any notes, so
Really?
I also took
Okay.
0 notes this week.
Nice, nice. I like to take notes just on some like, but usually it's because it's like this game is. It didn't feel noteworthy. I didn't feel like I needed to take notes. I was too busy playing. Like, I just
Honestly,
want to keep playing.
I don't, because I record my gameplay and I don't want there to just be like gaps where I'm like tabbing out to go
That
change
makes more
something. So
sense.
there's gonna be times where that just gets left in the video and it's just me like stand still because I don't notice when I'm editing.
There was, I don't know if it was Geno Panic or the game before that, but there was a time when I was watching your gameplay and you just stood there. It might have been Faith actually.
That was the one you
A while
edited.
ago. No, it wasn't Faith. It wasn't Faith. I'm a liar. It was definitely a game you did. It wasn't a game I did. Because that would be absurd. I'd never make that mistake.
Yeah.
But you stood there for like a minute, and I was like, he's probably like shitting right now.
Yeah, I was probably like
Grabbing
on
that
my
Crunchwrap
phone,
out of
like
the air
texting
fryer.
someone back or something. Yeah.
By the way, I did try. I know we're talking about the game and all, but I did try Crunchwrap in the air fryer. Not a fan.
Really?
I don't like it crunchy. I want the outside soft and the inside crunchy.
I
not
like
the
it
other
all
way around.
crunchy. I like all my
Gross.
food crunchy. To be fair, I'm more of like I like my pizza a little bit burnt.
I remember living with you, and
Yeah.
you would be eating a black pizza like
Yeah.
a freak.
Everyone's judging me for it. I'm
Crazy.
like, this is you guys just don't
Yeah.
get it.
Awful. This is an awful choice.
I like
how
the
much did you
little-
play of?
Oh, and I was gonna say I like the little crunchy
Oh, you go
Chips
ahead.
Ahoy as opposed to like the soft ones.
Yeah, I'm a soft guy.
Yeah.
I like the soft ones.
I played
How many hours did you play of Thronefall?
8.6 hours of Thronefall.
I played 10 and a half hours of Thronefall.
Sheesh.
I know. That's in a week too. Like
Yeah,
when you think about it, like that's like a lot. I mean, that's more than an hour a day.
I think I played
And
this
I
game
only
every
really
day. To be honest.
I played it probably like half the day. Actually, I don't even know about that. I like binged it in a couple long sittings.
Yeah.
Like it was a game that I did not want to put down. Like
It-
every time I was playing it, I kept, and it's because of the fast-paced nature. Like the rounds of combat are so quick
Mm-hmm.
that it is just like, okay, well, like you're like, okay, just one more round. you succeed, you win the round, you get a bunch of money, and you're like, oh, well, I already know the strategy before. Let me just like put up my buildings real quick. And then you build all your little buildings, all your little walls, and then immediately I'm like, but fuck it, like
Just run the round.
one more round. and it just kept going. I think I stayed up till like 1 a.m. on Saturday playing, which is crazy because I go to bed at like
9:30.
9:30.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it seems like a perfect Steam Deck game. This is the first game we've played where I'm like, I wish I had a Steam Deck just to play this.
it rocked.
Yeah.
It was such a good Steam Deck game. Because I think something that is missed a lot of times with RTS games is controller support.
Yeah.
And even games that are great RTSs and have controller support, they're still made for like mouse and keyboard, whereas this felt like it was actually made with controller in mind 100%. And I think I think you can tell, for one, just how good it feels if you get the hands on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, did you play with the controller?
So
Not
I
keyboard and mouse,
no, I
but you
started
did.
keyboard and mouse, and I switched to controller because the keyboard and mouse control scheme was like cramping up my fans.
Yeah.
With the
Okay.
buttons you had to
Which-
hit to like hold shit and like drag enemies across or drag your like troops across and everything. So
Mhm. I think that lends to my argument that I'm about to make, which is that this was made for the Steam Deck.
yeah,
Um,
it feels like
the-
a mobile game kind of like
it does feel like a mobile game, but
in a good way.
in a good way, like in the best way, in the way that it's like just pure dopamine,
Mhm.
like a mobile game is, but it has the production value of like a console game.
Yeah.
For an indie dev, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But I mean, it just was so at home on the Steam Deck and ran so flawlessly, and everything just worked so well. Very, very, very cool. Did you have? I mean, think back, Mr. Non-Note Taker. Tell me about your early days with this game. Before you got deep, I want to hear what you thought initially, and then we'll go from there.
Well, when I started, I immediately was hooked, which is like a uncommon thing for the games we played here. For the most part, a lot of the times it's like I play it and I'm like, I gotta get through the first like 30 minutes or whatever to like get to a part where I feel like I'm having more fun with the game or I understand the game. But this one was like the second I played, I'm like, oh, I see why people like this game on Steam. Because you're just immediately, it's super easy to understand. There wasn't like a big learning curve. It was like right away you get, okay, I'm gonna build my town and build up my economy and then build troops, and that is the strategy to win. And then they just kept adding more shit, which was cool.
Yeah, I think, like you said, like quite literally, like the first second you're playing the game, you immediately know what's going on. And I it's great when games don't railroad you in some games, right? Where it's like, yes, the openness of this is great. But for like an RTS especially, like you want that onboarding in a way that makes sense and isn't just walls of text explaining things to you. But this game doesn't need that. And so, the second, you only have two options when you start. It's like you're forced to build your town hall, and you can either build like a house or an archery tower on like the first level. And that's all you need. And then you go from there. And just building out the settlements too is so satisfying. Like aesthetically, all the areas look so good.
Yeah.
And it's so, like by the end, you feel like you have actually established like a small colony and like a fortress.
Yeah.
And it just looks so good. I can't believe it.
So what was your strat through the game?
I tried to switch strategies every map I played.
Okay.
I played all of them except the last one.
Okay.
And that is purely because of time.
The last one is fucking sick, honestly. It
looks super cool.
You should play it. If there's a game
I'm
you should play
definitely
after, definitely play at least get to the last map because it's super long. The boss fight is crazy.
The boss fights were wild.
Yeah.
I forget what you asked me. Oh, what was my strat? I liked I had a couple ones that worked. I mean, there were some where I just went full like archery. Like I like going full range and like just buffing with like the research centers my range damage.
Yeah.
And maxing out, like just choosing every option on every archery tower to do maximum damage and just buy all the archers.
Yeah.
And that was fun. And then I liked I did one where I got the big great axe where you're just doing like rotating damage around you. and I just maxed my own damage all the way.
Okay, yeah. I think
And I was flattening armies. It was so fun.
there
It
was
so
one.
cool.
I had that. I think it was either that great axe or a different one you get later that also does cleave damage.
The great axe is the second to last weapon, so
Yeah, yeah. Then it's that one, and I upped not my damage, but I upped my auto attack speed, and it was like glitching the sound how fast I was attacking. Like I was just like going through armies like so quick, and it was generally just like like the game couldn't keep up with the amount of times I was swinging every second. It was
so
cracking
funny
me
because
up.
I thought about like going that path, but I was like, there's no point in upgrading the auto attack because it's attacking 100% of the time on that weapon.
It can
Which
attack
makes
120.
sense
Let me
why it
tell
would
you.
just like yeah, why I would just like up the RPM like a crazy amount, which
Mhm.
is super funny. Shit. Yeah, so that was my most fun strategy, I think. But I played I think how your typical person would play, how I'd have like heavy infantry in the beginning, and then usually I'd take the upgrade that lets you like cart around your military guys, and they can still attack while you're like moving them. And so I'd have like a roving band of archers in the back, like
Yeah.
like chasing me around while and then I would do the thing. I like doing the thing where like you can make it so a tower you stood next to did like 266% more shots.
Oh, I never used that one. I saw it, but I never used it. Yeah.
It just became like a machine gun. So like
Damn.
I said, like I like to like max out my range damage.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just like do a lot of fortifications and then get a ton of archers and stand next to my towers
Yeah.
and just like rain hell. That was the move.
That was the move. I
It
definitely
didn't work that well. I don't think I was that good at this game,
Yeah.
but it was still fun.
I definitely fell into a strategy. Like I experimented more at the start when I wanted to see exactly what the best was, but like towards the last like 3 or 4 maps, I would change my weapons and I would change up my perks to like use a new one every once in a while, but I'd basically go for the best ones every time. These are what I
What
consider the
troop?
best ones.
What troop mix did you go with?
I usually ended up doing the berserkers, the fire arrows, the hunters, and then the flail guys as my
Yeah.
4. I think that was usually what worked out the best for me. But I basically like pushed as far as I possibly could with buying the least amount of offense and defenses and just upping my economy to max with like farms and boats and mines to get it so I was getting like 50, 60 coins around, and then it was just over at that point. I could just rinse every single fight.
I left that part out. I also did that.
Yeah.
I think that's a go-to with any artist. Like as little as you can get by offensively for the first couple rounds and just max out your houses.
Yeah.
Like I would always take the upgrade that like upgraded a house overnight.
Oh, see, I did not. I did that the very first one I did. After that, what I did, I
Really?
never bought houses. I just went straight for farms.
Oh, okay. We had a very different thing going
Yeah,
on.
I went straight for farms because they can get you, when you upgrade your town 1 level, they get you 3 per crop, and you can get like 7 crops per farm.
Yeah, that's a lot of gold.
So I'd upgrade 1 level, and I'd get the 105% damage, and when you use your active, the second it expires, it cuts the time down in half, and I could just beat like 3 waves on my own with that, and just up my farms up to max level, and whatever other like economy shit I want, and maybe buy 1 set of like troops if like they really spread out the enemies. But for the most part, I could get to around like 4, 5, 6 just off of like 4 guys and a shit ton of economy until I was just getting an insane amount of money. But did you use the last weapon, the blood wand?
No, because I unlocked it and then I didn't play.
Okay.
I didn't have a chance to play
That shit is cracked, especially if you up down your active time. Because how it works is like when it does super fast auto fire when you're standing still, and your active takes away health from you and does a shitload of damage to whoever you're killing. If it's a small enemy, it'll insta kill them. If it's a big enemy, it'll take out like a huge chunk of their health. And what I found out is that no matter what, it won't kill you to use your active.
Oh.
So I had it refreshing super quick, and I was just spamming active that would cut in half too. Just rinsing like I could take down bosses by myself. Just mobbing with that. Yeah.
I'm excited to try it out. I do think that this is going to be a game I leave downloaded on my Steam Deck for a really long time.
Yeah.
And in car rides or on a plane, like Because it,
This is
like
a
you said, it is very
phenomenal
mobile
playing game.
game-esque.
Yeah.
So it's like a perfect thing where it's just like I want to just kind of not zone out, but in a way that's entertaining still.
We're at the party this weekend. You pull out Thronefall.
You pull out his Steam Deck. Don't tempt me. Maybe when we get home, when I'm like kind of drunk or like crossed.
In the middle of
Fortnite,
Fortnite, Monopoly, and Mario Party at the same time.
I mean,
playing Thronefall.
Triple fist it.
Yeah. iPad baby.
I think it's crazy you didn't. I'm gonna go back to strategy talk. One of the other strategies I liked, because like I said, I did the thing to upgrade my houses. And I think I preferred houses because they were usually around your town hall, so they were at the back.
Yeah,
Like,
that's fair.
I felt like I was losing my farms, and I stopped using farms after like the second area.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
So like I didn't even like think about it, but I would do the thing where the houses go, and then I take the perk where the houses shoot arrows.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then, so like, you've got like 10 houses.
Just slamming arrows.
They're all shooting arrows.
Yeah.
It was, once again, and my range damage would be up. So anything that I could do to get more arrows in the sky, really.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, that was the move.
No,
Harbors fuck.
I'm trying to remember what perks. I think I always, for the most part, towards the end at least, I took the glass cannon one like every time. I took the one a lot where when your troops die, they like immediately respawn.
Yeah,
because that was super useful for like holding back enemies at walls and whatnot. And I'd use a lot of the time just the ones that they'd give you a crown for. If it said like, I only went back to the first level and got all crowns, but for the other ones, I'd try to get like 2 or 3 if I could, with like a couple mutators and like whatever perks or weapon they say to use, I'd use. But yeah, I towards the end, I was trying to get as high of scores as possible, so I'd like the last like 2 or 3 runs, like or like waves, not spend any gold, so I could end with like 250. just to up that score.
You're getting points for that.
Yeah,
but it makes sense.
Also, because it took way too long to go upgrade all these towers I didn't need to upgrade because my troops were just fine handling everything.
I was getting fucked on the second to last level. I barely scraped by against the like moving castle.
Oh, is that the one where it just like rolls straight through everything?
Straight through everything, and I was worried.
Yeah.
Because I had done everything in like my range damage, and then that just kind of like ignores all the walls and goes straight to your castle. So I was like, oh.
That was when I had the battle axe that was swinging 800 times a second, so I just stood inside of it. It was just going crazy.
Yeah. That would do it. Yeah, I bet that makes you, because it also self heals when you attack.
Yeah, so I was invincible,
so it's spinning
basically.
so fast, you were basically max health.
Especially if I popped the
I
shield.
didn't break the game in any way. Well, like I said, I don't think I was that good at this game at all.
Yeah,
like I stopped playing with mutators because I was like, I'm gonna lose every fucking game if I play the difficulty settings.
At the start, I was like, I can fucking handle doing all the mutators at once, and I got rinsed like 4 times in a row, and I was like, all right, I guess I'll just go with no mutators for now, I think, just to get a feel for the game.
Yeah, it's definitely not one of those where it's like it's meant to be played with all of them. Like, it's meant to be played with a couple to set high scores. Like, how many can you take before you break?
Yeah.
Which is fun. I think it's fun.
I did do the first one with all the mutators that they wanted you to do after I played through like 7 or 8 levels, so I had like a lot more gear and perks and everything.
I beat the second zone with all like a bunch of them.
Nice.
Are there any negatives? I only have one negative, really.
I think I guess it's more of a nitpick. Like towards the end of like rounds, it can get a bit. I wish there was a faster way to upgrade, like maybe just like a put all coins or like upgrade all towers,
like an
auto something, like because I have so much money, I just want to be spending it on all this shit, but it was kind of tiring to run to every single one to upgrade it. And I think like the way you set your troops up, I know you had them follow you a lot. I didn't use that one that often. I'd mainly up my own person, so I would like just send them to stand at a spot. But then they'd move immediately, or if I had them stay in a position, half of them wouldn't shoot when I had them holding position because they'd be like just outside of the range. So I kind of wish there was a better way to like command your troops in that sense. But I think those were the only 2 things I was really like not enjoying. They had a shitload of enemies, a lot of different like strategies you could use in the sense of like perks and mutators and weapons. And then they have like you didn't finish it, but like there's like a load of bonus modes. I only did one of them, which was like one-man army, which was one of the first levels that it gives you, like one of the first maps, I mean. And they basically say you don't have any towers or troops. You can build like 3 walls, and they give you like 4 blacksmith huts that increase your own damage. And then they give you the bow and arrow, and they go see if you can win against like all the enemies.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Dang, I'm gonna play devil's advocate on your like. I know you said you were nitpicking, but I'm still gonna fight for this. I think, well, okay, I'm gonna fight and also agree with you. I think the control for like moving the troops was really, really good actually. And like, I hear you like having to like set them in place and they run away from where they are was like kind of annoying. But also like what I would do, like I like that you could have them hold positions, and the thing that I would choose would they'd be buffed if they were in a held position. So like I liked that. Once again, I liked how easy it was to control with the controller, and I liked how easy it was to like, because like what I would do is I would set everyone up for like the initial battle, and then once everything went to shit, you could just like click the right stick down and everyone would be free movement.
Yeah.
And so you could like click that and then let everyone go crazy, and then I would like, you can move the right stick in each direction. Like to the right is like melee, to the left is range, and up is your hero character. So you could like quick select one group. Yeah, so you could like quick select one group of character and then like run. That's what I would do with my archer. I'd like quick select all my archers, pull them back, then go back up, quick select all my melee guys, pull them behind the second wall.
Yeah.
As the first wall's crumbling. So they're like racing away with their like buffed speed from the perk I got from my houses. And I felt it was very fun. And I didn't know if you know this, but you could select all the guys. Like if you click the right stick, you select everyone. And then if you hit B, you drop only one type. You could like sort them out.
See, I knew that. I just didn't know how to choose what type it was dropping. So I would
you said to drop all of them.
Yeah, and that was kind of the annoying part to me, was I'd have to go like, if I was trying to like get everyone together, I would like, you know, click it on the right stick, get everyone following me, hit B, and then it would drop a group that I didn't want over there that was already dropped somewhere else or something, and I'd be like, fuck, I didn't want to drop this guy, I wanted to drop the other fucking people, and I have to go run all of them back and put them over there and then come back, and then I'd be like, well, I want these guys a little bit far forward, so I'd be holding B to try to select one group, and it'd keep selecting a different group when I go through because they're all merged together, and I'd be like, I don't want the fucking melee people, I want the rangers here, and it was like, that was the only part that really annoyed me.
Yeah, but I bet going back with the knowledge of how to select unit type,
would make it a lot simpler.
Nice, because like I said, I think it was really good. I think the only thing that bothered me was like I wish there was like a drop of one of, because I wanted to do like just aesthetically, I liked having like all my archers lined up on a hill.
Oh yeah.
Instead of just grouped up, even though grouped up is like the most effective, and you just move them as you go. But in like some levels, I was like, I just want to make my kingdom look like a properly outfitted kingdom and put everyone in their little spot. So I would spend like 10 minutes in between a round just like placing individual people. That was a pain because the game's not made for that. And I just wanted a button to be like, drop one guy here and then move on. But that's, once again, that's also like a nitpick. The thing that bothered me more, which is like an actual problem I had with the game, is it does the thing that tower defense games do, which is always, it's hit or miss, I think, where in later difficulties, like the second to last level, all of a sudden there's that level where they throw like 50 blimps at you.
Yeah.
And there hadn't been any flying units yet in the entire like 8 levels up to that.
So you weren't prepped.
So like I wasn't kitted out for that, and I was like, well, that seems kind of annoying.
See, I think
I also didn't recognize the icon of the blimp because there'd never been a blimp before.
Yeah.
And they throw like 30 of them. I'm like, okay.
Well, you can look when you see an icon you don't know. If you pause and go down to it shows you exactly what troops are coming out, and it says what they are. So it'll say like, this is a flying siege weapon that's good against like towers, but takes extra user damage or whatever. Or like, it'll be like, oh, the spiders will go straight to your economy buildings, and they're super fast, and they take extra damage against like from hunters or whatever.
Damn. Well, I stand See, this is like me telling you the stick thing.
Yeah.
This is just good information. That's awesome. Well, I mean, I still stand by it a little bit.
Yeah. I didn't have the
but
same issue because I was always fucking
it's
rich
really
by the
cool.
last few ones, and my place
Yeah.
had like every single upgrade that I could possibly get. Or at least I had all like, I had like 16 fire archers, and I just put them where the blimps were, and like that would be it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, there was one more thing that I would have liked, which once again a nitpick and like an ask that doesn't need to be done, but being able to I'm sure at like a penalty, like a cost, but unupgrade things to get money back and change them, like not
Yeah.
be locked in to your initial strategy from like round 3 when you're in like round 12.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I wish I could like change these towers from like the fire siege ones to the multi-arrow ones or whatever.
And the fire siege ones were sick though.
Fire siege ones were sick, but they did negative 25 per unit damage. So if there was like a boss coming, it was really shitty to have a bunch of those at the very end.
Did you ever use the
But I guess that makes you think more throughout, because then you have to think of longevity.
Did you ever use the summoning circles?
I did not. I was, like I said, I was scraping by already.
Yeah,
I didn't
right.
need to make the game any harder for myself.
I'd use them, and sometimes they would just kill me immediately. Like I'd do it way too early, and I'd be like, I can spawn like a big spider and an elite spider, and then it would just like rinse me and my like 4 guys. I'd be like, never mind, I'm gonna restart. But it was one time I think it worked pretty well for me, where it was like kind of early on, and I spawned like 6 ghosts or something, and I got an extra like 18 gold out of that.
That's nice.
Just because it just happened to be where all the other enemies were coming from, so my defenses were already set up there. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just spawn some homies.
Yeah, and the ghosts, it's not like the ghosts are like the
Super
strongest
hard.
characters in
No,
the game.
yeah.
There's so many enemy types. You mentioned it earlier, but there are so many different enemy types.
Yeah, there's a lot.
And they do genuinely act in different ways.
Mhm.
Like it's not just aesthetics or like damage output, but
Well,
like
like,
some
it'll-
of them will like go after your player characters, some of them will attack your infrastructure, others will just go for all your walls immediately.
Some just go straight for the
Yeah,
fucking
very
capital.
cool. Yeah, some will run straight to your castle. You have people that are like running up to your walls and blowing themselves up.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really solid. I mean, I don't know. I was gonna discount it for some stuff, but I don't even want to. I think it's just very, very solid enemy design.
Do you have any enemies that you fucking hated fighting?
Weirdly enough, no. Other than the blimps, I didn't like the blimps just because of that experience I had with the blimps. But I do. The fucking I forget which level it was, but the final, there were those spinny guys that dug underground.
Yeah, I think those are also the
And,
ones
like,
I hate the
teleported.
most, because they can just go straight past all of your defenses, and I have to like.
It just makes everything useless. You just have to have like DPS spread out everywhere.
That's
because then the final boss of that one sucked.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember
you
what the
gonna say?
final. Oh, I was gonna say the
It
final.
it was 4 of the spinny guys with a shit ton of health.
Oh yeah. On the bonus level where it's you against all the enemies, the last like 4 rounds are all just spinny guys, and the last round is like 30 spinny guys that just go through all your walls that you set up. That are the only things that can stop you like to help. And I was like, I failed on it like 3 times. I had to restart the day like 3 or 4 times before I could finally beat them all. It was messing me up.
I did appreciate that you could restart the day though.
Yeah, you just lose some score.
And not take a huge penalty.
Yeah, you
you
just
lose like
the score, but that's
650
it.
points, but
Yeah.
that's not even like a lot in
No.
the grand scheme. So,
And it was
That
nice because
is
sometimes I'd
nice.
fuck up like what builds I wanted on accident. Like I'd accidentally build something, be like, oh fuck, I meant to build this other thing, and I just restart the day if I'd already had to restart in the game already, because I'd be like, fuck it, whatever. I'm not gonna lose more score for it. So
yeah, pretty cool. Solid ass game right here.
yeah,
I
I'd have
do
fucking
say so
blast. Yeah.
myself. And I talked about it a lot on Castaway, but I really care about the color palette of games and how they look on my eyeballs, and how like UI looks and stuff. Just because like I don't know, if you're playing a good game, or if you're playing a game you like and or whatever, if you're playing a game even just for a couple hours, you still have to fucking stare at the game for like hours on a screen. And this, because there is no UI on this game really, other than like a coin count.
It's super
It just
minimalistic.
looks
They,
so clean.
they aren't kidding when they say that.
Oh yeah, and it's like minimalistic, but like this, I think you can think of minimalistic, and that can be a negative if it is bland, right? Like minimalistic can also mean like boring in a lot of times, or it can like those two can kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah.
But because what is there is so like it all looks very highly polished and of the same aesthetic that it all fits very nicely.
Yeah.
And the colors just like they look so
They
good.
pop.
They look so good on a Steam Deck, let me tell you. They are popping for sure. On an OLED screen, this game would be stunning.
Yeah, fair enough. They got a
ready
good
to
variety of maps. I'm pretty ready to drop a score too. This might be my highest
ready to
score.
drop a score.
No spoiler, but
Your highest score? Mine's gonna be very high as well. I don't know. I think my highest is a 9.
yeah.
Or did I give Hilux a 9.5?
No, I think you just gave it a 9. You definitely gave it a 9.5.
Okay. Well, maybe this will be a tied for my highest score because I am going to give Thronefall 9 spiders out of 10. I think this game rocks. I think it is extremely well polished. I think it does what it is trying to do perfectly to the T. And honestly, like thinking about it, I can't even really think of why I'm deducting a point from it other than I just don't love RTSs.
Yeah.
And it's, you know what I mean? And like I don't think this game does anything poorly at all. I think everything it does
It does what it wants to do very well.
It does what it wants to do amazingly.
Yeah.
And therefore 9 out of 10.
There you go. I'm also going to give Thronefall 9 falling thrones out of 10.
Incredible.
9 whole ones.
Big old guys.
Yeah, I think like right away when I was playing, I'm like, this is probably gonna be my favorite game we played so far. At least in the sense of like how much enjoyment I got immediately.
Yeah, we have been playing like we've played a lot of games that are good, but not a lot of the games we played have immediately grabbed me. Like you said in the very beginning, it's like usually they take like 30 minutes to like be like, okay, like I'm enjoying this now. Whereas this was like, yeah, the second it started up, I was like, oh.
I think this is the best
nice.
like game that we've played. Like, cause they're like we played like great games like War Sim, but that's not as much of like a video game as much of it's like a experience, you know?
Yeah.
Like playing through it. But like this is like a like just straight up dopamine filled video game, you know?
Yeah. This is taking everything that's fun about like like Clash of Clans and like distilling it down to its finest form
in a 20-minute little ball.
Yeah, it's immaculate. It was really good. I still think I'd put Helix over this in terms of my like favorite game we've reviewed.
Yeah, fair enough.
But that's just because Helix is just like the stylistic choices that it makes are so up my alley that it's kind of unfair to even compare this to it.
Yeah, I think
but
for like the same reason.
Arguably I had more fun playing this.
Yeah, that's fair. I think for the same reason, like stylistically and like gameplay wise, I'd probably put Grocery Store Simulator above this one too.
I fucking no.
You know, that's just a personal
You can't even
opinion.
say that.
Maybe I'd put Crumble above this one.
Crumble was pretty good.
Crumble is pretty awesome. I don't know.
Wow. Damn. You picked a banger. Good for you.
Yeah, my first game in like 10 games that's just like a video game and not some weird shit.
I couldn't believe it when you picked it. I said, this guy's picking a game that looks like it works.
Yeah.
No way. That can't be right.
We'll get back to the status quo next. Hey, it's Wyatt from Game Serial here. Editing the video right now. We never recorded the segue into what our game is going to be next week. I guess I could do it myself, but you know what? Fuck that. It's just going to be a surprise. No one's going to know except me and Foster. No one else is going to know what game we're playing. And you know what? It's going to be a little mystery surprise special episode. That's what it's going to be now. Maybe figure it out. Maybe I'll drop a clue. Let me find a little clue to drop. And if you can figure it out, leave a comment. And if you're right, I don't know, I'll shout you out or something. I was going to say I'll like Venmo you, but then, you know, that's a whole thing. This game is a beloved indie classic that came out on Steam re-released on Steam October 1st of this year, and it's a collaboration between two people. It's got a unique art style, and we'll see if that's enough. Maybe it is. It's very drawn. I'm kind of just describing the game anyway, just without showing it, I guess. Anyway, hey, why don't we get back to these two guys talking about whatever they're talking about. Take it away, fellas.
Also, I want to tell the people something very important.
Uh-huh.
This now you cut back to us. Cut out the part before. Cut in this part now. Why? You don't care because you don't play good games like UFO 50, but I play good games like UFO 50. And I want the people to know that I have officially beaten Campanella 1. And that is pretty baller.
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool game. It's difficult, so.
I want the people to know that I've officially beaten the new boss they added, the Hades 2,
that I will not. That titty cat.
That I will not spoil. What?
Does everyone not know who he is?
Yeah, I mean, not really. I don't think he is kind of on the cover. To be fair, it's Prometheus. The Titan.
Well, you just said you weren't gonna spoil it.
The Titan,
so everyone knows.
I'll bleep it out. He's the beep, the Titan that gave fire to the humans.
What's his reasoning for hating the lady?
No, doesn't hate the lady. He hates the gods because the gods like tied him up to a tree and had an eagle eat his liver for like eons. Yeah, but you fight him and his eagle.
Shame. Ooh, that's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. It's a cool little fight. You also get like a fucking rocket suit now with like rocket gloves.
I know, that mech suit looked dope.
And it's fucking OP. Probably because it's brand new. They'll probably tune it down.
As any mech suit should be.
Yeah, it is fire.
Sick. Well, I'm gonna close this out unless you got anything else you want to throw in.
I'd like to throw in the towel. I think I'm retiring.
Well, probably about time.
Oh,
anyway. We reviewed Thronefall this week. We fucking like it a lot. Definitely go out and buy this game.
I think it's only like $6 or something too. I don't know.
It is a cheapo.
It might have been one that was on sale actually. It might have been one that's like $13.
It was on sale, yeah. Because it had just come out, so it was like a release sale or whatever.
Even for full price, yeah. So it's $9.74 as of the time we're recording this. By the time the episode comes out, it'll be like 3 weeks after, so it won't be $9.74, but it'll be $13 probably, unless there's like a winter sale.
This game is totally worth $13.
100%.
I think hands down this game is worth $13. Please go out, play this. Please like and subscribe to this video.
Spend your weekly cereal budget on Thronefall.
Please, God, you don't need to eat. Your kids don't need to eat.
Yeah.
Buy Thronefall right now.
Cats
it's more important. No, they definitely don't.
They're fat.
They can watch you play Thronefall and derive sustenance from your own enjoyment. I mean, say some words of wisdom right now.
Hey, if you are ever feeling like you're trapped, just get out.
That's a good one.
Just leave. Just go.
I have one.
Okay.
The crow may fly east, but do not deny the yeast. How's that?
That's pretty good. I have a single word of wisdom. Can I do that?
A single word of wisdom?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Enjoy. Hey, like that. That was a good one, right?
That was good. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
That was wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.